Well. Consider your boy an Atelier content creator now. Hey everyone, what up? Matt Kaiser here. And well, Gust has done it again, ever since in 2023 where they had 2 Atelier releases in the form of Ryza 3 and the Marie Remake. And it seems they're repeating history with 2025, with obviously having a brand new mainline Atelier game in the form of Yumia, but also having another console game which is a spin-off, and it's called Atelier Resleriana, The Red Alchemist and The White Guardian. But before we begin, if you like what you're seeing here, then by all means, like the video, click the subscribe button if you're new, and hit that bell notification icon if you want more content regarding Atelier from yours truly. Not only that, but I'm currently in the middle of playing Persona 5 Royal, and hopefully before this year ends, I'll be able to do my long-awaited 750 subscriber special of Persona 5 Royal, so please do look forward to that as you can. With that said, let's get back to the video, and kicking things off, let's go into a little bit more detail from Atelier Yumia, as that game still looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait for this game. And we had an old interview by the producer himself, Jonzo Hosoi, and he says here that Atelier Yumia is currently standing as the most ambitious Atelier game in the entire series, and the one that has a way bigger budget than something like the Ryza series, especially given the fact that the Ryza series was helped what made it, get that huge money to deal with. Guess you can say, kids, that Fies saves lives.
Oh, you stink!
Anyway, he says here that thanks to the immense success of the Atelier Ryza trilogy, Atelier Yumia, The Alchemist of Memories, and the Vision Land has a larger budget, and this has caused the scale of the world in this entry to provide a more significant sense of freedom, with increased open field gameplay compared to say Ryza 3. Further, as seen in the gameplay footage, Yumia herself can traverse walls vertically, adding to the enhanced exploration. Hosoi even admitted that there has been some aspects of the Atelier series that are compared to be, very unsatisfactory, especially compared to other RPGs, but those were completely forgiven due to being, part of the Atelier series. Now, however, the team itself seeks to develop a more high-quality RPG that will also appeal to newcomers who never played an Atelier game before. He also provided other details on how, despite the narrative taking a more serious approach than other entries, it's not gonna be like dark or edgy, like say a Shadow the Hedgehog game. Additionally, the alchemy system also expands the one that you see in Ryza 3, with the return of a link morph style synthesis system, as well as an easier to understand presentation for the UI. The shift to the more real-time active battle system will, as Hosoi hopes, makes this entry seem like a truly next-gen entry for the franchise. We also have a very interesting comment he also said during the Tokyo Game Show at the Xbox Showcase, where Atelier Yumia, believe it or not, was inspired by the very first Halo game. I'm not kidding. Now he says here that his biggest reference was the first Halo game, that being Halo Combat Evolved. When I experienced an open world first-person shooter, it made me realize how big the world can be. In this brand new experience, even as a kid, it gave me a lot of excitement. Combat Evolved isn't a straight-up open world game, but levels like the Science Cartographer are still famous today for how much freedom they put in players' twitchy fingers. And yeah, that really speaks true. As someone who really loved the first Halo game, I was amazed by the sandbox that the game provided, where you can pretty much use the vehicles like say the Warthog, to the Scorpion, to the Banshee, and truly go to places that you can never go, or just to areas you think you can never go. Like, there wasn't too much restriction or invisible barriers or anything. Like, even for a game that was meant for the original Xbox, it shows a lot of creativity and freedom within that game. And it's something that even Halo tried to replicate that sense of scale with Halo Infinite, but given that game's reception and how things are going, needless to say, they tried, but it didn't work. Regardless, it's really cool to see that the Atelier producer himself is inspired by Halo, and it makes more sense that this game is obviously coming to Xbox, and that one of the characters has a needler as a weapon. So I guess the rumors were true.
I'm here to report that there's this guy named Rick, and I kid you not, he turns himself into a pickle.
Not only that, but while Atelier Yumia looks absolutely amazing, the only thing to also note that this game also is going to unfortunately cost around $70, which is a lot, especially for a game like this, and something that isn't, say, AAA. But I imagine some of the die-hard Atelier fans will get this game anyway regardless, and I hope that the PC port will cost around $60. Though with saying having a big budget, I'm not entirely sure if this game will have what many people are yearning for, ever since that they threw it away with the third mysterious Atelier game, and that is the return of English dubs, as that is something that many have requested for a very, very long time. But we'll have to wait and see if that's a possibility, though I wouldn't hold my breath for it. Now, with Atelier Yumia looking absolutely amazing, we'll have to go to obviously the next surprising announcement that was shown at the Tokyo Game Show. And that was a brand new Atelier game, which is basically a spin-off, and it's called Atelier Resleriana, The Red Alchemist and the White Guardian. A completely offline and original story set in the world of Atelier Resleriana, Forgotten Alchemy and the Polar Knight Liberator. And it's coming to PlayStation 4, 5, Nintendo Switch and PC via Steam in 2025, which is the same year that Yumia is also coming there. And this really got me interesting, despite the fact that, well, for those of you who may not know, Atelier Resleriana was originally an online gacha game for both PC and mobile, and it wasn't well received, despite obviously having really impressive graphics and an interesting story and amazing music. But it was hampered down by obviously it being online and having those gacha mechanics and whatnot. So it does seem interesting that they're going to expand this whole world by having a completely original and offline console game that's coming to consoles, meaning that likely the world that was, just burdened by having just, screens and screens where you can't really explore and such. It's going to be an interesting title, or I could say. And we have the return of both a male and female protagonist, something you haven't seen since the likes of, say, Atelier Eski and Logi, which is, wow, that was quite a long time. It says right here from the description that a new adventure with new protagonists and original story in the world of Atelier Resleriana, Forgotten Alchemy and the Polar Knight Liberator is coming to consoles and PC as a completely offline title. Building on the experiences of the Atelier series while also evolving, we invite you to look forward to another story of Resleriana. So that does seem relatively interesting that we obviously have two Atelier games, and I guess this game is sort of meant to be, an apology for those who were really looking forward to Resleriana, but were just not fan of the gacha mechanics, as this game is going to be completely offline, and obviously given that the fact that this game is coming on consoles, as there's no sign of obviously, coming to mobile, it does really seem that obviously that they want to expand the world and get more people into the Resleriana without having to, pay for money and whatnot, even though you're likely going to have to pay full price for this game. Hopefully it's not $70 like the Atelier Yumia game is. But this is relatively interesting. I'm curious to see on how this new Atelier Resleriana game goes. I assume, hopefully, given that it is an original story, It's something where you don't need to play that gacha game to know what's going on into that game. And from the trailer, it really does look good. I'm going to see also what the combat is also going to be like. Is it going to be like sort of real-time action like compared to Yumia and the Ryza series? Or is it going to be, just pure turn-based like some of the older Atelier games? But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this really caught me by surprise, seeing that Gust themselves are playing 2 new Atelier games for next year, which is crazy. And as an Atelier fan and anyone who's into the series, I hope you're eating good with this. But that'll be it for me. I'm looking forward to see what Yumia will bring more to the table and see what this new Resleriana game will be like completely. But that'll be it for me. Let me know down in the comments if you're looking forward to either of those 2 games and whether or not you'll be picking them day one. With that said, until then, Mad Kaiser out.